Hello and welcome to Female Success Stories. My name is Anita Grusbeck, and I share success stories of women from all around the globe to inspire and to encourage millions of women to write their own success story. Today, my guest is Rola Fort. Rola had for many years an incredibly successful career in dancing, choreography, several other fields. I'm sure she will tell later. And back then she said, yoga, not my cup of tea, never. And then, as life goes, everything changed. And it was yoga that has changed her life completely. I would even say yoga has saved her. Hello, Rola. It is so nice to have you as my guest today.
Hello, Anita. It's my pleasure, and it's been really a long time since we connected again after London, our London experience in the university, and it was a pleasure to hear from you. And I hope that my story will inspire as much people, as much women possible, and maybe it will be an entertaining story as well.
Yes, we combine it. I love to do edutaining as well. Combine information and some facts with fun and something that makes you feel and connect. I'm very happy we connected as well on such a different level. I mean, that was, my God, 10 years ago that we've studied together. And that time, quite a lot has changed.
Yeah, that's for sure. Lots of things has changed our lives. We both got married. We got had children. So a roller coaster, but it's been a beautiful also 10 years. So let's see what can we get out of them.
Yeah, and one of the biggest, I think the biggest change is mindset, which is everything. Let's start with your past life. So back then you had an incredibly successful career, a glamorous life. You were living in Lebanon, I think, or have you also moved around? I'm not sure. Would you tell how your life looked like?
Well, if back then it wasn't glamorous and it wasn't successful for me in my point of view, because I was young and I just wanted more and more and more all the time. But now I look back at it and I try not to look back so much because I don't live in the past anymore. However, when I look back, I'm just amazed of how many lives I've lived and how many times I've changed and how many experiences I had. And back then it didn't sound that much. I started dancing as a very on an early age, professionally at all, and my society didn't treat. It was not a good reputation back then. It didn't have a good reputation in Lebanon, where I am from. And then at 18, when I went into university and I was studying political studies and public administration, I just fell in love with dancing. And the path opened very weirdly. And I just, went with the flow. And I started pushing and pushing for it physically. And traditionally, and I was pushing boundaries a lot. I wasn't the best because I didn't have a good practice. We didn't have the opportunity to have this artistic education back home. But we had VHS. And me and my partner, we were so much in love with Latin dancing that we just took everything out of videos and tried to learn on our own. And when we had a little bit of money, we used to travel and take classes abroad as much as we can. We used to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning to practice before we go to university. So it wasn't that easy and that flowy. I used to take any gig to make money, to be able to pay for my classes, because my parents, of course, at that point, they were paying for my university, and dancing was not even on in the picture. They didn't even know how much I'm invested. As lies started, I used to lie when I don't make it to an exam and I'm traveling dancing somewhere in the world. I just used to lie that I had an accident and I'm in bed. That's how terrible it was back then. And but I had the best life ever. If I look back at it, the makeup, the dresses, the friends, the nights, it was just incredible. The practices, we've done it with so much passion, that, like, I look at it now and I'm so grateful for that experience. And then at a certain point, I hit a roadblock. I wasn't with my partner anymore, and he was the best dancer that can be found back then in Lebanon. So I was working in events as well, a lot in events, training models how to walk, because it was part of their body language. I was doing fashion shows. I got the opportunity to work with one of the best events manager in Lebanon on certain weddings, certain events for alcohol companies and stuff like that. And I was able to save lots of money. And when I saved those money and I didn't have a partner anymore, I decided to go to London.
Where we met.
Of doing masters, because I wasn't, we couldn't as girls get out of home and just live abroad alone. It was something not acceptable traditionally. So, but I did it, I made it. And with the help of my sister, I could go to London, do my master's in events marketing management so I can satisfy my parents, but at the same time to dance, to just take classes, to dance professionally in England. And that was the ultimate, like the thing that I wanted. I didn't care about the masters, but I cared so much about dancing. And I found a partner. I was lucky. I found a job that could give me illegally more than 20 hours to work. So I was working 50 hours per week. I was dancing more than, I don't know, 50 hours per week. And I was doing my master's at the same time. And
very
always worried. Yeah, I was always worried to go hungry, that's for sure. But I was living this glamorous life with makeup and dresses and dancing and practicing beside world champions. And that was a dream come true. And I met lots of people in London that they are still in my life till now, including my husband.
Wow.
You know, London was an elevation for me. It was everything I ever wished for. It was freedom, liberty. But everything has an end. And my visa ended. And as a Lebanese, I couldn't stay there, even on a talent visa, because there's lots of more talented people around the world. And I came back home broke, no work, just a master's and lots of experience in dancing. Went back to theater, danced a little bit, did gigs there. And then I applied for Dancing with the Stars, which was the new program in Lebanon that opened people's minds for dancing, for the education, for the art. And I was accepted because I came from England and I had a good practice with very good teachers. And voila, I had my 15 minutes of fame back then. And it was a roller coaster. It was 3 years of an incredible experience. I was on TV, I had the money, I had the fame, I was in an amazing shape body-wise. I was strong as a dancer, and I was on my 30, so I hit it 30 on that program. And everything seemed rainbows and sunshine, and I was a lot in front of a mirror. And 3 years on the program, and suddenly everything just...
Yeah. So yeah, that sounds really successful and amazing, and basically you made it. And have you felt all the time happy? I mean, like, until the end? Happy, satisfied, fulfilled, like you've made it, like you were really successful on the inside as well? Because at the beginning you've mentioned something about that.
Well, I don't think anyone in their 20s are satisfied or happy. If I look back now, I was very happy, but I was never satisfied and never content. Okay. But back then, I was always looking behind my back because I needed money for this sport, for this very support. I didn't have the support of my family at all. I was kicked off the house, not kicked out of the house, but I was giving an ultimatum. I have to get a 9-to-5 job and working in a company. And I had to go out of the house because the stress was immense for me. And I had I found my money to be able to rent a house. So it wasn't always, it was very exciting, but there was fear, lots of fear, lots of fear of failure, lots of fear of losing, lots of fear of not able to eat the next morning. But again, it was exciting. It was what I really wanted, what I really yearned for. And something was just driving me every time for movement. Like never in my life, I worked lots of jobs. I had a very, very fulfilling also event marketing management jobs and as a director later on. But the only thing that moved me from the inside is movement. So to go back to your question, now when I look back, I was very happy, but never satisfied. Never.
Yeah, like, that's in your 20s. That's normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then came a point where everything changed, right? Really drastically. What happened?
Well, it was a slap in the face. Basically, I always imagined, I always prayed to find a path because I knew that I couldn't be dancing forever. My knees were not good. I wasn't prepared to dance that long in my life. And I had lots of theater experience, lots of competitions in my life. So I really pushed physically more than my body could take. And in Dancing with the Stars, it was a competition as well. And we were just always in this fight to be the best, and we were always judging our bodies, the way we looked, the way we you know, the way we chose people to see us. So it was always kind of fake thing. I was pushing always to have people around me, to have this chaos, this noise, because I was never able to sit alone with myself, because I never accepted this person I am. At a certain point, you know, life gives you exactly what you wanted. So I was always saying, what is my path? And at 34, it was the season of the Dancing with the Stars, the second season. And at the end of it, I had a big fight with the production and I wasn't feeling any more good. And I had an accident with the star. So I kind of physically wasn't able to move anywhere from the neck and shoulder. It wasn't that physical. After that, it came psychological, and psychological, I couldn't move anymore. So I begged to be out of the program. Because I couldn't take it physically and mentally. And at the same time, what happened is that my safety card, kind of, now I know that he was the love of my life, started another path because I always refused him. And after London, I always said, no, we are not right together because of cultural difference, because of educational differences, because of differences in general. So for me, he was a no. And he kept running around the world, trying to get closer to me, and I kept pushing him away, and I just took him for granted. He's in the background, he's there, he will wait. I discovered that he's not waiting anymore, he's with someone else, and he moved on. And it was the same time as I got this accident, and I was, okay, so I lost this, and suddenly life became just dark. And you know, at this point of your life, you know who your friends are also. And it's not like they weren't good, but they weren't right. And I was completely alone. I had a very small circle around me, which includes my sister, of course, who was always there, and 2-3 best friends around me. But I also pushed those away. My brother-in-law played a big role in this part of my life, and he saved me, kind of. So for a few months after Dancing with the Stars, I became addicted to a drug to sleep. I couldn't sleep without it. I was in always anxiety attacks. I started losing lots of weight. I started having lots of problems with my breathing. And I just said, I have to stop because I cannot stay alone anymore. I cannot live with those thoughts. I'm not a good enough person. I used to look at the mirror. I used to hate what I saw. And I knew that there was something wrong, and life is pushing me to a place where I don't know where is it, and I'm not comfortable in that. So what I did is that I always loved to travel. And the money that I have saved after my 15 minutes of fame, I decided to travel. I went to with a friend who I met in London to India, and she was the oldest me. We went there on a retreat because we wanted to both run away from something. So I was running away from myself, my life, and she was running away from her boyfriend at that time. I got there in London, in India, after 3 years, and we just did yoga. We didn't go for the yoga really, but it was the cheapest thing we found. So it was like, okay, let's go. And
how long have you been there? How much time have you spent there?
The first time it was 1 month.
Okay.
So that was the transition, if you want to call it like this. So I went there, and I did 1 month of retreat. It wasn't like yoga oriented, but we had yoga in the morning, yoga afternoon, and then detox. I stopped meat there completely. I started finding the balance. For me, I started wanting to be with myself, like liking the person I'm starting to see. And then I wanted to travel. I went to Turkey, to Konya in specific, because I remember once I read a book that affected me very, very deeply. And this guy, he is from Konya. And he said something, my son now is named after that philosopher.
Beautiful.
Yeah, because he not enlightened me, enlightened is a very big word, but gave me my first step to believe. And he said that whenever you look up, whatever you believe in, an energy or God, you will ask for help. When you ask for help, the clouds, the sky will open and rain will fall, and all problems on earth will be on you, because it's trying to cleanse you from the person you were and give you the person you are. So life needs to clean you before it gives you what you actually want. So I believed in that saying so much that I went to Konya and I sat there and I just prayed. And this philosopher is called Shams Tabariz. That's my son's name now, Shams.
That's a beautiful story and a beautiful reminder.
Yeah, exactly. That's why even my husband, he was like, it's an Arabic name, means the sun, and we call him, like, let's call him Shams. And in Konya, after I ran after my ex for a long time, who's now my husband, and he said, no, I'm with someone else. I don't need you in my life anymore. He rejected me very hardly, and it was a hit in the ego I never had in my life before. I was always this, whoever is there, I do this, they come. Not anymore. He called me, I was there, and he told me, I left my girlfriend and I'm still in love with you, and let's try again.
Wow. Happy end.
So things started to be on the right track for me, because I opened up for the person who I am, and I was calm and into myself. And then I decided to go back to Lebanon to sort out some stuff. I was rejected to be in Dancing with the Stars for the 3rd season because of what happened the 2nd season. So I lost that. And that was a very big part of my life that I didn't heal yet from in the it's not there yet, because dancing was a huge part of my life, and I suddenly lost it with all people with it, like all my friends, the base that I created, the parties, the things I've done in my home. I didn't really still heal from that. And when I lost that, my ex, my boyfriend, told me, he gave me an ultimatum. He told me, I risked everything for you, so you have to risk everything for me. You leave Lebanon, you come to Dubai, you live with me to see if this relationship will work.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not acceptable back home because I'm not allowed to be with someone without marriage.
Mm-hmm.
But I risked it. My sister and everybody helped me because they saw the state I was in. And I knew he is my path, but it's just I didn't know how.
Mm-hmm.
I left everything, my job, my everything, and went to Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
I spent in Dubai 3 weeks with him. And one night, I woke up and I packed everything. And I sent him a message and I told him the driver of my brother-in-law, who lives in Abu Dhabi, will come to Dubai and pick up my things.
Wait, I missed that because we'll pick up your things and then the internet somehow.
So I packed everything and I sent him a message and telling him that I can't be with you anymore, and that my brother-in-law will pick up my bags and will just empty the house, empty the apartment. So I left basically because I wasn't happy. There was something in my head that it was not right. I could see it, and I could still feel that he is still attached to his ex that he left for me.
Yeah.
And I wasn't happy because there was something missing, and I knew there was something missing, and I couldn't be happy with someone else if I don't.
You first need to be happy with yourself.
Exactly. You cannot depend on someone else to make you happy. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's a stupid idea because whenever this person stops being happy, you will stop being happy.
Yeah.
And it's a domino effect. So I left to my sister in Abu Dhabi. I stayed on her couch for 1 week. And then I booked a ticket to India, which the only place I felt good. So I went back there just to feel good again. But I had to lie my way there because I wasn't practicing yoga. And I had to be in practice for 3 years to do this Ashtanga, the only type of yoga I liked when I went to the retreat. And I've been practicing for 3 years. And that was a top teacher in Barkala in the south of India. And I went there and I didn't understand how hard it was. Like I was blown out. Like I had to practice at 5 a.m. in the morning, do my own Mysore practice, which supposedly I know. I had to do philosophy of Buddhism. I had to do philosophy of yoga, anatomy, teach how to teach. So it was a huge program that I didn't know that I was in this. But, I like a good challenge. And I was always a proud dancer that I can pick up choreographies. And Ashtanga is just for me, it's a physical practice. I can pick it up. And I studied all night how to practice Ashtanga because it's the same practice. So it's a repetition. And I knew the choreography, but my body didn't allow me to do those postures because I wasn't doing the yoga for the right reason. I wasn't breathing well. I wasn't good in the body and the breath.
And maybe your mind as well.
Exactly. So it's the wrong reason I started. And the teacher saw that. And he came and told me, listen, you lied. And I'm going to give you a chance because I can see how much you need it. I was crying like day and night. Back then, my eyes were like this all the time. But at the end, I will not give you a diploma to teach. But hopefully, you will start Ashtanga as your own practice. I was like, fine, that's all what I need. And at the end of 2 months, I was a very good teacher because I used to teach dancing. So when you are a good teacher, you have to have the voice, the authority, and the discipline of teaching. So I had that. But I didn't have the breathing. I got the breathing, I got the meditation, I got the philosophy. Of course, I'm not talking professionally, but I got them for me. And he gave me the diploma because my class was very successful, my exam. However, he told me, don't teach, don't lie to yourself and to others before you are good. You are good. Why you're doing that? I'm not a perfect practitioner because we all have limitations in the body, but I'm telling you, don't lie on the idea of yoga. Stuck with me. I never taught. Never. I went back home. I traveled around India. I went to the Himalayas. I sat with myself. I meditated in the -8 degrees weather. I met a person, you know, sometimes you meet people on the road that you never see again. He was German, actually. And he was professor in university and from Cologne. And he was in body language. And he gave me this huge confidence in myself that I was, you know, he was like a fresh Elias.
Could you repeat that again, Jeanette? He was like a fresh
of, you know, a fresh air. He was a fresh breath for me. He just gave me a confidence in myself with just one look. We never had physical contact, but it was the way he talked to me, the way he saw me. It was just so impressive. And we met in a monastery, you know, in a place where you just meditate.
Amazing. He felt your energy and he didn't know anything about you. So that makes it even more amazing.
Nothing. And once he held my hand, he told me, you will make it. And it really affected me. And I don't even remember this person's name. I remember his face like it's yesterday. But I don't remember his name. And he left to Nepal. And I stayed around India with this friend, traveling around a little bit with the money I still have. And it stayed around 5 months. And then I went back to Dubai, to my sister. I took my stuff and went back home to Lebanon. And I've been religiously practicing Ashtanga since then, every day. And I was searching for a job to survive because I didn't have any more, you know, but I needed butter and bread. And I found a job as a director in events management. And this, my boss told me, I need assurance of you that you will stay with me 2 years because you are untrustable, because you never have on your CV more than 1 year or 6 months. And I signed that contract because I said, I'm going to commit because I have to. I need the money. I'm all on my own. And I started a very good career where I was doing events for L'Oreal, McDonald's, Diageo, Smirnoff, Johnny Walker. And I PSR at the same time. So it was a wonderful beginning of career. But at the same time, dancing was in the background and I never was able to dance again. And then out of nowhere, my husband now, my ex-boyfriend, called me and I'm at the airport in Lebanon. And I would like to see you for a few hours before I fly back to Dubai. I went to the airport because I wanted to make peace closure with my past. Because I was very calm at that moment. You know, yoga changed this, the breath. I was very, how do I say? I was just very open to whatever comes. So I just surrendered and was happy with the things that was coming with my way without struggle, without fight, you know, the fight that I had all my life. I wanted this, I wanted this. I was running, burning myself out. I learned how to sit back and wait for everything to come in. And he came and he told me, go to me with to Sri Lanka on Christmas. And let's see if this will work again, because I'm still in love with you. And I didn't accept the way he was in his head and me in my head. I went with him to Sri Lanka without telling anyone. because it wasn't like my sister said, you would never see this person again. He destroyed you. No, 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 no. She was afraid for me.
Of course.
In Sri Lanka. So he proposed.
Ah.
And we got engaged without anyone knowing.
Ooh.
But apparently he talked to my sister, so my sister knew. And then we started preparing for our wedding and all that. And my boss was disappointed because I had to leave after 1 year. But I made a huge career with him. And I was starting to go into Dubai to apply for stuff there. And my husband told me, okay, now come, we stay 1 year in Dubai, because I never liked Dubai. I never liked the mentality or the life there. Stay 1 year with me here, let's make money. And then we go live on an island or in Europe. And I was like, okay. We got married. We had the best wedding I could wish for. And then I went to Dubai. And we stayed practicing, and he started practicing with me the Ashtanga daily.
Oh, that's great.
Religiously, we were practicing Ashtanga, and we were very calm, like, you know, the ocean, the lake. It was like the lake, the ocean. It was very calm, very fluid. Everything was happening. And then I didn't get the job, and he lost his job.
Chance for something new.
Exactly. So apparently, because I never liked Dubai, it manifested itself, and Dubai kicked us out. After 5 years of him living there, Dubai kicked us out. We had debt, we didn't have money. We left Dubai in a very drastic time. And we came to Nice, where he is from.
And that's the start of your new life, your like current life.
The current life. It was 1 year before COVID. We came here and we crashed at his parents for almost 6 months because we didn't have the money. Didn't have jobs. We didn't have. He didn't work in France for 15 years. So we had not. I didn't have the right papers. I didn't have the language. I never spoke 1 word of French in my life. So it was a really very horrible 6 months. We didn't have I didn't have papers. And I had a master's, but I couldn't work with my master's because the French system is different. You have to be a French speaker and change all your diplomas into the French system. And it was impossible for me because I didn't have the language or the papers. So he started work. Luckily, he found work. And we moved to Cannes. And then I was still practicing daily, religiously. And I started helping his mom to practice, she was 60 years old. And then his sister and their friends. And they used to come to the house and we practiced together. And I give them class. And then I started feeling bad because I'm giving a class and my teacher said I should never give a class.
Yeah.
I sent him a video to show him how I'm giving the class, just to be true to myself. And he told me, start giving beginners. You're looking good giving that.
Oh, so you had his blessing. Beautiful.
Yeah, exactly, kind of. And then I went back to India, and I had another diploma, so that was regulated in a way or another. And we always will be students in yoga, so it's not the idea to be the perfect teacher. It's just the idea to be able to give people what they need.
Yeah, no, perfection is an illusion. You progress, you keep getting better, but
exactly,
don't aim to be perfect.
Yeah, the idea of yoga actually is to be a practitioner and not a guru. You are a teacher, or you are a student all the time. You teach what you know, and then you know something else and you teach it. So it's really an energy. You transfer energy, you get back the energy, and you give it back to others. So it's just a transfer of energy.
That's a great mentality.
Yeah. So, and luckily I just started 1 class in a studio, and it worked. It worked amazingly well. I had lots of people coming in, and it was amazing, and just such a moment. Like, I was like, wow, all this to reach here. And wow, I mean, I was, I was very grateful for that, because things kept coming, and I kept having classes, and then private classes, and I started making money, and I started talking in French, and it was like, even in COVID, I was teaching people, I was teaching online, I was teaching Zoom. I didn't stop working. And it was such a blessing, because I think when I opened my eyes and said, please, I need help, and I didn't want to be in an office, and I wanted always to work in movement. I was manifesting that all the time, but I was rejecting so much the pain that I didn't see where I was going. So now I learned to embrace both the good and the bad, because they lead you to exactly where you want to go.
Wise
So
words.
in a nutshell.
Thank you. So, you've mentioned so much already. What would you say in a couple of words? Like, how has yoga changed your life? What kind of person are you today?
Well, I'm a kind of person that wants to help. Actually, not want, I need to help, to survive, to be happy from the inside. That's what actually makes me very happy. Touching someone's back and pushing them to their limits, and seeing that their body is responding to their breath is just such a revelation to me. And I need to grow in that direction. I don't know where the path leads yet, but yoga gave me the base. And I think yoga is just a base, and I go up from there. But where? I have no idea. But just moving with the breath, this is life. You move, you have your breath. I mean, breath is everything, right? If we think about it, oxygen is given for us for free, and we don't take it, because we are always on apnea, waiting for this to happen, running after this to happen, and we don't enjoy this.
We're always in a hustle.
Always in a hustle. And now I learned, actually, that's what yoga taught me, to take it easy, to stop running, to take a slow pace of life. That's it, really. I mean, for some people, now I was like, it's amazing when you look in the kids and see that they are amazed by everything. And if we reach this point, we look around and we are amazed by everything. Every day we'll have both beautiful and ugly.
Yeah. It's a healthy balance.
Exactly. It's not that bad, huh? To see the beautiful and then to look at the ugly and to try to see the beautiful in the ugly. It's not that bad.
Yeah, that's true. What I remember from our last call as well, what I found very beautiful, you said your body is your home, take care of it. And that's so beautiful. I love traveling around as well, and I've moved quite a few places as well, but you always take your body with you, so it makes so much sense. Your body is your home and will always be.
Exactly. So that's what I end usually my yoga practice. I ended with that. I tell them, treat movement as a pleasure and not a punishment. Keep your house clean, and your house can be and your house can be anywhere, but your home is one, and it's your body. Make it sweat, feed it well, make it drink water, and just live in it happily. Look at it without judgment, because it will be your home till your last breath. And the more you move it, the more you take care of it, the more it stays with you healthy and gives you more. You neglect it, it will neglect you. It's an energy. What you give it, it will give you.
True. And it's actually so simple. Everyone can do it, but it's not easy. Yeah.
It's socially we are not anymore, you know, society brings this into us. The food that we are consuming, the marketing about the food, the sugar that is actually a food for cancer,
Yeah.
not just,
Poisons us.
you know, water. It's simple. We are 80% water. We can just simply drink water. I mean, I stopped being anemic after I stopped. Imagine, I stopped meat in India 10 years. I stopped being anemic. How this is logical, because usually you eat meat to have the iron, right?
Yeah.
For me, when I got into a system where I'm eating healthy stuff, not always healthy. Huh? I'm not saying I'm a saint. I'm never. I love chips like you know, the next thing, but I try to regulate, and the more I give it to my body, the more it gives me back, and I understand more this now, because I'm going through a period of my life now that I'm not the healthiest part after, you know, breastfeeding and all this thing. It brings you kind of down a lot, and you need comfort food. So I'm seeing the result of that. And I started 1 week ago going back to track, and already I feel much better.
It goes so fast. It's true.
It goes.
And you, not just the body, but mentally and your energy level. Yeah. True.
Yeah. It's just we concentrate on the small things, you know, one moment at a time, and we're gonna reach there. I'm not telling people to stop coffee like this or stop sugar like this. That's not gonna happen ever, and that's stupid.
It's not sustainable.
No, it's not sustainable. It's just changing the habits, you know. Cooking your own chocolate bar instead of buying it will give you so much good, healthier stuff, and it's not nicer. So
yeah, true. Baby steps, and many baby steps lead to something great.
And actually, babies help you with that, because babies, because you want them so much to be healthy, you start cooking for them.
True.
For healthy things, and you start eating the healthy stuff. So you're not kind of stuck.
Yeah. Yeah, you become a better person for your children.
Yeah, because you want a better person to be on this earth after you leave. You want people to say more, I'm good, I'm happy, and you want it to be because of you. So that's what I'm hoping, that Shams one day will grow up and just search for love and accept love unconditionally, without this heaviness of society. Be fearful of falling in love and getting hurt. And that's the 40 rules of love of Shams al-Tabariz. So it tells, out of love you can do anything.
Yeah, well, you're a great role model, so he learns from you.
I hope so. We are not perfect all the time. We are
but that's normal, and it's human. We should be human.
Yeah,
mistakes are good.
Yeah,
because we grow. So when you think about your future, are maybe already now projects or ideas that you're working on, or is there maybe a dream you would like to realize one day?
I stopped dreaming a long time ago, because I believe dream restrict us a lot. We look so much at this dream that we don't see the nice things we are passing through. So I stopped, you know, for me, future is an illusion. So it doesn't exist. I may die tomorrow. So what I'm doing now is that I have lots of things I want to do. But for the moment, I'm limited because of my baby. I want to give him more of myself. But I'm setting intentions, let's say. So, you know, this week is a new moon. I set intentions, but baby steps. I don't say I want a $1 million this week. It's not attainable. I think I you know, for this cycle, for example, I want to be able to open more classes. So this is my intent. If it happens, voila. If it doesn't happen, it's okay. It means it's not the right time. So that's what actually I believe in. Nothing happens 1 minute or 1 minute before or 1 minute after that is supposed to happen. So what you're talking about, I have lots of but I don't chase them anymore.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Stop chasing.
Yeah, and I'm just giving it to the world. I give this energy. I want this thing. If it comes, I will take it and grab it. If it doesn't, next.
You will find something else, or something else great comes to you. I think you have the best combination now. From the past, you used to be very ambitious, goal-oriented. If you really want something, you are consistent, and you can focus and work hard. And then through your practice, and I would say also some enlightenments in India and your new life, you accept the stillness inside of you. You are more balanced, more patient. So you have a good combination, good balance of both.
Yeah, I would like to think so. Sometimes I'm very like yang. I really want this now. And then I just take a breath and find stillness in a posture and just stay for a little bit. And I think if it's for me, it will come. And I just threw out energy there, because everything I wanted in my life, really, Anita, everything, if I think back, I got it. But things came faster when I didn't chase them, when I didn't burn myself out. I had so much burnouts in my life, you have no idea. Hospitals and, you know, crises. But now I'm not saying that I'm not being burnt out. Now I'm being burnt out because I don't sleep, but I'm less anxious. I'm trying to find this stillness and wish for it, do my best every day. I'm not saying and just pray. It's, you know, you have to work for it, but not exhaust yourself. So that's all. I do my best every day. I set my intentions and I smile. And I wait.
That's always important here, to smile, enjoy, be happy. So you've mentioned a couple of points already. What would you say? What is your personal secret of success?
Before, it was out of sheer will, and I was very fierce. I loved to push boundaries. I loved it. I was in love to see the reaction of my parents getting mental. It was my hobby. So that was my secret, the secret maybe of the success before. I was relentless. Now if I want to call it success, I think my secret is discipline, that's for sure. And acceptance. I don't know, you know, I just accept the thing as they are. And some things I accept that people say, how did you accept that? I see that after a while, it was the best decision. Just acceptance, not to struggle a lot, not to push back a lot. Acceptance can be really, really nice, because you find underlying things, and those underlying things will be your success.
Acceptance is good advice, because you keep your energy. Exactly, when you fight, you lose energy, and when you accept, you can focus on something that is important for you.
Exactly, and instead of fighting back and throwing your energy on negativity, accept the vibration, turning into positive, trying to turn them into good vibrations and sending them, and you'll see what comes back. So it's backfiring. It might actually be the explosion to give you success.
Yeah.
So that's what is now my aim on a daily basis. I'm not successful every day for that, but I try my best to look and wait and see why this happened, accept it, live with it, and then let it out go. And then so something comes out and oh, I made it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. If you had the chance to talk to your younger self, what would you tell her?
Oh gosh. I would tell her to calm the hell down.
Uh-huh.
She was crazy, that person. Now I love her. Before I didn't have a good relationship with her, but now I'm just looking at, and I was like, why? Just calm, chill, man. It's gonna come.
Yeah.
Because I run through many of the things that now I'm like, sometimes I go like, why didn't I enjoy that moment? It was beautiful moment. And I was so sad. So sad because, I didn't enjoy it. I was looking for the next step. Okay, achievement 1 done, 2 done, 2 done. I did this, I did this, I did this. Now this. I was always in a rush to arrive to a place that you will never arrive. So I will tell her, and I will tell everybody, chill out. Just look around you, how beautiful to wake up every morning and have the chance to do all the stuff and enjoy the process. It will come. If it didn't come, something else will come.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great suggestion to help.
Very hard.
Yeah, especially when we're young, we have a lot to do and everything needs to go quickly, and we're very impatient. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, great. So is there maybe any message, anything else that you would like to say before we come to the end?
Well, I don't know if people will take this as too much religious, or I don't know. I'm not a religious person, so I just tell people my advice, or just look up and close your eyes and make that wish. It's if you believe in God, you're talking to God. If you're believing in energy, you're talking to energy. Whatever.
Yeah.
Believe in vibrations, whatever, anatomy, whatever you talk, this vibration will explode into earth, and the universe will understand you. But you have to be clear and do it often. Like, look up into the sky, be grateful for the things you have and the things you don't have, and make this little demand, this little wish. Who knows? But make it out of the heart, not out of whatever. Make it out of that's what you really want and need at this moment. And just remember that life gives you what you need, not what you want. And that's actually beautiful.
There is a difference.
There's lots of difference, because what you want is not always what's good for you, but what you need, Mother Earth will always give it to you. Like it gives us nourishment and water. That's what we need. It gives us oxygen, so that's what we need. So just believe in yourself, if not in something else.
Yeah, that's so important. Believe in yourself. Yeah, thank you so much. Rola, which inspiring woman would you love to see in my VideoCast one day?
I don't want to seem vain, but I would, one of the people that really affected me and changed my life is my sister. And she has also a great story. Changed her life drastically, but I don't think she's ready to talk about it yet.
Oh, that's fine. No pressure.
Yeah,
I have time. This is going to be here for a while. It sounds very inspiring.
She's the most selfless person. Without her, I would never have done the things I've done. Without her financial, like, she is really selfless. I mean, she doesn't have she gives, she just gives.
Mhm.
And I find this very inspiring, because it's very hard to find people who gives without conditioning and without expecting anything back. Like, she never accepted anything back.
That's very rare.
Yeah, that's very rare and very, very courageous. I mean, I don't know if I'm able to do that, honestly, personally. And I'm working on that, not to expect anything in return. But it's hard. And she does it like no problem. So
Amazing. Great that you have such a great relationship.
yeah, we do. And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds great. Whenever she feels like sharing her story, I'll be happy to hear it and share it with the world.
Well, she cannot wait to see this video, so I'm hoping to tell her it's time to share your story.
Yeah, would be great. Thank you, Rola. You're really so inspiring, strong, and it was so, yeah, great to hear your story, how you changed, evolved, what you're working on. And yeah, it's really inspiring.
Well, coming out from you, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Sometimes we don't see how far we've gone unless someone shows us, and it's really beautiful what you are doing.
Thank you.
And tell your story as well, because everybody is just, we are amazing in the way we evolve, and I hope you would share your story as well one day.
Oh yes, I plan to. One day, yes, I will let you know. Yeah, so to you out there, thank you so much for your time, for watching, listening. I hope you learned a couple of things as well and got inspired to, yeah, continue showing up for yourself, and especially for connecting with yourself. The better you are connected with yourself, the more you can connect with your surrounding, with your wishes, your passion, the things around you. Take care and see you next time. Bye.